Hello, and welcome to today's briefing. I'm Dana, and I'm joined by Matt. We're covering a range of stories for you, from politics and economy to sports and entertainment.
That's right, Dana. We've got a diverse set of topics to dive into. Let's start with the passing of a significant political figure.
Barney Frank, the longtime Democratic congressman from Massachusetts, has died at the age of 86. He was known for his work on gay rights and financial reform.
That's right. Frank was a leading liberal voice in Congress and played a crucial role in shaping the financial reforms following the 2008 crisis. What were some of his key contributions to gay rights?
Frank was one of the first congressmen to come out as gay, which helped bring visibility to the LGBTQ+ community. He was also instrumental in the passage of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell Repeal Act and supported various other gay rights initiatives.
That's significant. His openness about his sexuality paved the way for other LGBTQ politicians. What about his work on financial reform? How did that impact the industry?
Frank was the chairman of the House Financial Services Committee during the financial crisis. He was key in crafting the Dodd-Frank Act, which aimed to regulate the financial industry more effectively and prevent future crises.
The Dodd-Frank Act was a massive piece of legislation. Were there any particular aspects of it that Frank was especially focused on?
One of the main areas was the creation of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which was designed to protect consumers from abusive financial practices. Frank also worked on provisions related to derivatives and systemic risk oversight.
That's interesting. The CFPB has been a point of contention over the years. How did Frank's work on financial reform tie into his broader political legacy?
Frank's efforts on financial reform were part of his larger commitment to progressive causes. He was known for his fierce advocacy and ability to work across the aisle when necessary.
Moving on to another political story, we have updates on the Republican primary runoffs.
In Georgia, Burt Jones and Rick Jackson advanced to the Republican primary runoff for governor. This sets up a competitive race between two significant figures in the state's Republican Party.
Right. Jones is the current lieutenant governor, and Jackson is a healthcare billionaire. What are the main differences between their campaigns?
According to the reporting, Jones is seen as more aligned with the traditional Republican establishment, while Jackson has positioned himself as an outsider with significant financial backing.
So it's a clash between the party insider and the outsider with money. How might this runoff impact the general election in November?
The winner will likely face off against the Democratic nominee, and given Georgia's political landscape, this could be a closely contested race. The runoff will help determine the Republican Party's direction in the state.
That's a good point. The dynamics of this race could reveal a lot about the current state of the Republican Party in Georgia. Let's shift to another political story.
Senator Tommy Tuberville has won the Republican nomination for governor in Alabama, setting up a rematch against former Senator Doug Jones in the general election.
Tuberville is a well-known figure in Alabama, having served as a senator and previously as a college football coach. What are the key issues in this race likely to be?
The reporting suggests that education, healthcare, and the economy will be central issues. Alabama is a deeply red state, so Tuberville is expected to have an advantage.
Given the state's political leaning, it's likely Tuberville will win. But what about Doug Jones's chances? He previously won a Senate race in a red state.
Jones's previous victory was seen as an upset, and he was able to win due to a combination of factors, including a strong campaign and a particular set of circumstances. This race will be different as it's for governor and not Senate.
Let's move on to a story about a legal challenge related to the January 6th Capitol riot.
Two police officers who defended the Capitol during the January 6th riot are suing to block payouts from a new $1.776 billion settlement fund. They argue that it could be used to support individuals involved in the riot.
The fund is intended for victims of politically motivated prosecutions. How do the officers argue that this could affect those involved in the January 6th riot?
The officers claim that the fund's broad language could allow rioters to receive compensation, which they believe is unjust given the harm caused during the attack.
That's a sensitive issue. The lawsuit highlights the ongoing legal and political fallout from the January 6th events. Let's switch to a national story.
The U.S. military boarded an Iranian-flagged oil tanker in the Gulf of Oman, suspecting it of trying to violate American blockades.
This action is part of the broader tensions between the U.S. and Iran. What are the implications of boarding this tanker?
The U.S. Central Command said the tanker was suspected of violating the blockade, which could escalate tensions further in the region. This action demonstrates the ongoing enforcement of U.S. sanctions and maritime security measures.
Let's move into some economic stories, starting with a significant media deal.
James Murdoch has agreed to acquire New York Magazine and the Vox Media podcast network in a deal valued at over $300 million.
This deal significantly expands Murdoch's media holdings. What are the implications for the media landscape?
The acquisition gives Murdoch control over a storied magazine and a significant podcast network. This could potentially increase his influence over news and entertainment content.
Vox Media is known for its diverse range of properties. How might this acquisition affect the editorial direction of these outlets?
While the reporting doesn't speculate on editorial direction, it's worth noting that Murdoch's media holdings already span a range of properties. This deal adds to his portfolio and could lead to further consolidation in the media industry.
Let's discuss another significant economic story.
Elon Musk's SpaceX is planning one of the largest initial public offerings in history. The company is currently valued highly due to its advancements in space technology.
SpaceX has been making significant strides in space exploration and satellite technology. What are the potential implications of this IPO?
The IPO could raise a substantial amount of capital for SpaceX, potentially furthering its ambitions in space exploration and satellite constellations. It's also a significant event for the financial markets.
The scale of this IPO is massive. How does it compare to other significant IPOs in the tech or space industry?
The reporting suggests it could be one of the largest IPOs ever, potentially rivaling or even surpassing others in the tech sector. This is a major development for both SpaceX and the financial markets.
Let's touch on another IPO story.
OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, is preparing to file for an initial public offering in the coming days or weeks. They are working with bankers from firms like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley.
OpenAI has been at the forefront of AI development with ChatGPT. What are the potential implications of going public?
Going public could provide OpenAI with significant capital to further develop its AI technologies. It also raises questions about the company's valuation and the potential impact on the AI industry.
The AI space is rapidly evolving. How might OpenAI's IPO affect other players in the industry?
The IPO could draw more attention and investment into the AI sector. It may also lead to increased scrutiny of AI companies and their business practices.
Let's continue with another economic story.
Goldman Sachs has been selected to lead the underwriting for SpaceX's expected IPO, marking a significant Wall Street deal.
Goldman Sachs is a major player in investment banking. What does this say about the scale and importance of the SpaceX IPO?
The involvement of Goldman Sachs indicates that the SpaceX IPO is expected to be a major financial event. It underscores the significant valuation and potential market impact of SpaceX.
Let's switch to a story about real estate listings.
Thousands of Chicago area home listings have disappeared from Zillow due to a regional home listing database cutting off Zillow's access.
This change is due to a dispute between the database provider, MRED, and Zillow. What are the implications for consumers and the real estate market?
The loss of these listings could make it harder for consumers to find homes in the Chicago area on Zillow. It highlights the behind-the-scenes issues in the real estate data industry.
Let's move into sports news, starting with NFL updates.
Aaron Rodgers has confirmed that the 2026 NFL season will be his last. He is currently with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Rodgers is a renowned quarterback with a long history in the NFL. What are the implications of his retirement for the Steelers?
The Steelers will need to plan for the future, potentially looking to replace Rodgers or adjust their strategy. This announcement gives them a clear timeline to work with.
Let's discuss another sports story.
The Dallas Mavericks and head coach Jason Kidd have mutually parted ways after 5 seasons. This decision comes shortly after the hiring of Masai Ujiri of team president.
Kidd had a significant tenure with the Mavericks, leading them to the NBA Finals in 2024. What are the reasons behind this mutual decision?
According to Masai Ujiri, the decision was made to give the franchise a fresh start. This suggests a desire for change in the team's leadership and potentially its overall direction.
The NBA is always evolving. What are the potential next steps for the Mavericks in terms of coaching and team strategy?
The Mavericks will likely look to hire a new coach and may also make other changes to the team roster and front office. This could be an opportunity for the team to reassess its strategy and build for the future.
Let's move to another sports story.
Arsenal has won the Premier League title for the first time in 22 years, following a draw by Manchester City against Bournemouth.
This is a significant achievement for Arsenal. What does this victory mean for the team and its fans?
The win ends a long drought for Arsenal, and it signifies a resurgence under their current management. It's a major moment for the club's history and morale.
The Premier League is highly competitive. What were the key factors that led to Arsenal's success this season?
The reporting highlights Arsenal's consistent performance throughout the season and their ability to capitalize on their opponents' mistakes. Strong team dynamics and strategic decisions were likely crucial.
Let's touch on another sports story.
The Buffalo Sabres have given head coach Lindy Ruff a 2-year contract extension, ensuring his continued leadership through the 2027-28 season.
Ruff is a respected coach in the NHL. What are the reasons behind this extension?
The Sabres rewarded Ruff for his efforts in leading the team back to the playoffs after a significant drought. This decision reflects the team's confidence in his coaching abilities.
Let's move into entertainment news.
Kylie Minogue revealed in a new Netflix documentary that she privately battled cancer for the second time in 2021.
Minogue first battled breast cancer in 2005. What are the details of her second diagnosis?
The documentary shares that Minogue was diagnosed after a routine checkup and underwent successful treatment. She is now urging others to get regular